We're here looking at the passenger door, looking at the placement of the Thunderbolt lock housing. You can see I placed it in this upper right corner. There it is wedged inside the door frame there, and those brackets are pulling it into the door frame metal. We'll move in closer here for a closer look at how that's mounted and the wiring of the lock. So we'll move in here for a closer look. Looking first at how I mounted the lock housing. You can see that it's inside the door frame. I didn't have to cut or grind away any metal like I've seen other people who have installed it do. You'll note though that I did not use the provided rivets. Instead I used machine screws and bolted it so those brackets could be removed to service the factory door locks there that are located in the cavity above. For the wiring, I tapped into the door lock motor here. You can see that blue goes to the white and black striped wire, while green goes to the orange wire. There is another black and blue wire here that run to a low frequency sensor for the key. Those motor wires will be the largest gauge wire in that bundle there. Again, this is for a 2022 ProMaster. For the inhibitor, I have that wire running to 16 gauge that I ran through the door and back down to combine with the rest of my inhibitor setup. Check out my video on that for more information. Looking at the cargo sliding door on the positioning of the lock housing, you can see I mounted it down here in the bottom left. That's what I found that worked best for the placement of the emergency release. I just have it mounted there temporarily during the construction here. You can see that I used 2 of the mounting brackets that were provided. I did have to buy more for the lock housing on the front door. Moving in here, you can see I ran the wiring just simply along this foam for the factory lock cable, and then I have it wired into the motor wires that come from a contact in the door, and there was some slack there, so I just used lever nuts instead of the provided splices. In my case, green went to blue and red went with the lock housing blue and these 3-way wire nuts. You can see I did not have an inhibitor on this lock. I didn't see a need for it, as I will not have passengers in the rear compartment. We're back here at the rear cargo doors, and you see that there is no lock housing actually mounted. I decided not to put a lock housing on these doors, and that's due to the fact that I want access in case my batteries die and there is no power to the Thunderbolt locks. That way I can use a key to open the rear door. My current solution to that is I'm simply going to remove this door handle, remove the factory lock cable from it, and that will just stay stored there in case in the future I do want to reinstall that door handle. You can watch my video on my solution to being able to release the Thunderbolt lock when it is mounted in the secondary swing door on the rear cargo, and that would be through these license plate housings, but check out that video for more details.